Hey y'all, I am so excited for you to be using Screencastify. Before you create too many videos, I wanted to check in with you about digital citizenship. So let's chat about it. Of course, anytime you're using the internet, you need to think about being a good digital citizen just the way you think about being a good citizen in your daily life. So, today we're going to talk about what being a good digital citizen means and how you can make sure to do that with Screencastify. Let's get into it. First thing you need to do when being a good digital citizen is be appropriate. So, what does it mean to be appropriate? The first thing is that you should always use kind words. This one may sound kind of obvious, but just make sure that if you are creating videos, the words that you're using in those videos and the images that you're showing in those videos are appropriate for your audience that you'll be sharing with. The second thing is that if you wouldn't say it face to face, don't say it in video. If you wouldn't show it face to face, don't show it in video. I want to remind you that things on the internet have a tendency to be more permanent than the things we say and do in our everyday life. So, even more careful than you are in everyday life, you want to make sure that the things that you share on the internet are appropriate since they may stick around for a long time. The second thing you can do to be a good digital citizen is be careful. So, what does it mean to be careful on the internet and specifically with video? Being careful means that you're not sharing personal information that belongs to you or to anyone else. There may be instances where people do what's called phishing with a PH, not an F. And what phishing is folks trying to get access to your personal information so that they can impersonate or pretend to be you. So, a couple of things that you probably should not share on the internet, including in the videos you make with Screencastify: your full name, your address, or your passwords to any of your online accounts. When you're making videos, there are a couple of ways that you can be careful and make sure not to include any of that personal information. The first way is to crop it out. If you accidentally have personal information that appears in a video, you can always use the crop tool in the editor in order to crop out that information. You can also blur it out. So if you have a piece of personal information like your name or your address or a password, you can always use the blur tool in the editor to get rid of that information and make sure that your viewers don't have access to the information that really just belongs to you. The same thing is true of other people's personal information. You shouldn't be sharing that either, so always make sure to crop it out or blur it out. Last but certainly not least is to credit the creator. You're going to be creating a ton of incredible things, including videos online. Other people have spent lots of hard time and energy making their own things like songs and videos and written work also. Make sure that if you're going to include any of those in your recordings, you credit who created that. Right? So make sure you give credit if you're using someone else's work. If you're including a video, if you're including some music, if you're including an article or anything that belongs to someone else that you yourself did not create in your video, just make sure that you're giving credit to the person who did. So, those are some of the ways that you can be a responsible digital citizen. If you think of any others, we'd love to hear them. Please go ahead and create some incredible videos while being a great digital citizen. Have a great week.